There hasn't been anybody in my family immediately or, you know, close, any close relatives, I think, that have been homeless, you know. But I suppose there's a little fear of homelessness, I think, like, certainly among artists and musicians, you know, like, because many artists, like, live very close to the edge, you know, and like, so you're sometimes like, you see homelessness and you think, I'm not that far from it. I'm not, like, you know, maybe at different times in one's career you would have those experiences. And I think for musicians and performers in the early part of their life, there's very few of them that didn't have kind of like a very precarious financial situation, you know. So we were often lucky. Sometimes a lot of people I knew lived with me in Chicago when I was there in the early years. So people would come from Ireland and live on my couch for a while, you know. Music for me is like, first of all, just with the audience, it's about sharing and giving anyway. And if on top of that, some good can happen and something to help people, especially at this time of the year, you know, when it becomes very acute, you know, your need of home and family, like, is, I think, like, heightened at this time of the year coming into Christmas, you know. So I'm very honoured and feel privileged to be able to help in any little way with this benefit, you know, for sure. I mean, I think a night like tonight, you know, can be a thank you to the people who give the time and the energy to this cause, and maybe in some sense to bring attention to it and to kind of have people imagine the humanity of the situation and kind of maybe not to have such otherness around it, you know, to kind of like accept that, like, this could happen to anybody and does happen to anybody, you know. And just also a moment, I think, to reflect, a moment to enjoy, a moment to be transported, a moment to relax, I suppose, you know.
Cudig fáilte mhór Riimiis Martin Hayes.
you very much. Thank you.